All right, guys, how we doing today? Today's Sunday. It is a wonderful day to run this truck and see if we can break it. So my Maxx last weekend was broken, which is a very unusual thing to happen. So my rear diff pinion broke, but the ring gear was totally fine. So the only problem I had with the Maxx as far as diff wise is the pinion. That breaks every so often, and they're kind of hard to find for some reason. I don't know why. So this time I bought a GPM pinion, and we're gonna see how it does. It does appear to have a tighter mesh on the ring gear, so I'm gonna see if it holds up to, you know, my abuse, and see how it works. It comes with a bigger pin, and the gear does appear to be shaped differently than the stock one. So you never know. It might be good. It might not be. It might be good. It may not be good. So we're gonna test it and see how it does. Let's see what we got. Everything else is the same. The body's doing pretty good still. It is starting to crack a little bit. I don't know what's going on with that, but I don't know. For the most part, it's holding up though. I need to add maybe more tape next time in this area here, because that's where it's breaking. But yeah, let's see what we got. How you say blah, blah, blah. My old Maxx. This is a good car here. Yes, sir. All right. I don't know. It seems like it's a little snappier. It does appear to be a little snappier feeling. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but oh golly, that thing freaking took off. It might be a little windy, guys. I'm sorry if you can hear that through the phone. I think it's quieter sounding too. Now, of course, I mean, it was gonna be quieter than before because it was clicking or whatever. But yeah, this thing's freaking super quiet now all of a sudden. I don't know what it is though. On the Maxx and the X Maxx, the same thing though. They both break the rear diff parts. Like the X Maxx breaks the X Maxx breaks the rear diff ring gear and pinion. The Maxx only breaks the rear pinion, which is really strange. The pinion, I mean the ring gear that's in this truck is stock. It's like it's over 2 years old. The front diff is like brand new still. It's over 2 years old. I don't know why, but the rear diff pinion is the thing that breaks on these cars, on the Maxx anyway. It's really strange. But I mean, I say it broke. This car don't break very often, so I've broken maybe 3 of these in like over 2 years. So it lasts a long time. So I did have a GPM ring gear at one time, but it did. I had to kind of modify it to get it to work. I don't know if they did something different, but this time it went right on. So before, I had to use So with the GPM rear diff pinion, it comes with a bigger pin. So at the end of the drive shaft, by the center diff, it's got a little shaft, and you got to put a pin through the shaft, and then the diff pinion goes on top of that, and it kind of holds it to the shaft or whatever from moving. And for whatever reason, I could not get the GPM pin that came with it on the shaft. I had to use the stock Maxx pin, and it was a little bit smaller than the one that came with the GPM one, and it had a little bit of play and a little bit of movement, and I'm really blaming it failing last time on that because it was a little bit of play. This time, I don't know if it's maybe I have more luck, but this time it's totally fine. It went right on. The pinion, I mean the diff rear pinion pin that comes with the GPM pinion gear is a lot thicker and it's a little bit longer too. This thing freaking just flies. I'm telling you, like the Max does not care. This car is freaking awesome. I say all the time. I wish the Max was a little. What's that? I wish the Max was a little bit bigger. Like this version of the Max, like for an X Max. I mean, the X Max is kind of the same. What the hell is that? The X Max is like a big version of the Max, but it kind of ain't though. Like the Max is a tank of a car. Like, I don't know what it is, but this thing is a freaking tank. The X Max is a tank to a degree, but it breaks more often. Now, it could be because I have a lot of power on X Max, who knows? But I don't know. This thing, the Max is a freaking tank. It never breaks. The X Max will break to a degree. So I don't know if it's maybe just too much power in the X Max. I don't know. What I may do is, if I keep having problems with the X Max breaking, I may go ahead and take out the XLX2 and the 2028 out of X Max and swap in the Mama Monster Mama Monster X8S and the other motor, the 1770 motor, where it'll have maybe less power. I don't know. Let's just see. Or I may just put the other ESC in there. I don't know what it is, you know. These tires are way bigger than the stock tires. Stock Max tires are like 250 grams. These are like 400 grams. These are way bigger than it should be. But it does have like 2.0 gearing and all, 2.0 like drive shafts and all. But anyway, yeah, the X Max is not as durable as the Max. It's not. I wouldn't call the X Max a big version of the Max. I really wouldn't. I mean, it's similar looking, but the reliability of the X Max is nowhere near of the Max. Not even remotely the same. Like, damn branch. Right now it's kind of windy. I don't know why it's so windy right now. But yeah, the Mini Max or whatever is so much more reliable than the X Max. It's like night and day. It's not even close. Like, there's no car I've ever owned, ever, that's as strong and as durable as the Max, ever. Now, I've had probably, in my lifetime, I probably had close to 30 or 40 cars. And there's no car on this planet that I've used so far that is as tough as the Max. Like, the Max is just on a whole other level. Like, if you want to have a zombie apocalypse RC car that survives everything, it's going to be a Max. Now, I do have the Max beefed up a little bit. It is not bone stock, but it is not very modded, really. To a degree, you know. It's not fully modded like you would think. All the Max has is a updated bell crank from Vitavon. It has an updated servo holder from Vitavon. That's it. Stock arms, stock drive shafts, different springs. But like as far as like strafe wise, there is nothing done to this car other than the bell crank, the servo holder. Now I do have that new motor mount that I just bought, but that's been recently I bought that, and that's it. Everything else is bone stock. Well, I guess now the GPM diff, the GPM rear diff pinion. Anytime I hear any kind of noise like this, I immediately pull it out. See, I took a hard hit a second ago. To the front end. Look good. That's good. I think that Max is so powerful and so durable because it has eRevo 2.0 and like X Max parts on it. So what needs to happen, I think the X Max needs to have like bigger parts on it, you know, like maybe a bigger diff or something, you know, bigger. Because the rear diff and X Max, it breaks with my kind of power. I think the X Max needs to have a bigger bulkhead and like maybe a bigger diff ring gear. Maybe like a hardened gear or something. I do plan on getting the Vodavon rear diff pinion. Well, it's a set, so it's the front and the rear ring gear and the front and the rear pinion for the X Maxx. It's like $150 though. But I don't have any problem paying that if it's good, you know, if it's worth it. Freaking Max just flies, guys. I mean, it's like crazy. Yeah, I went ahead and came back to the front of the house. I don't know, like this spot's my favorite spot right here. I just don't like being behind my house. You know, people pull up, whatever. I don't know. I don't like that. Okay, I mean, this thing goes so freaking high. So the springs that I have on here now are the VG Racing springs. They are a little softer than the gold ones I was running, the gold GPM springs. These are a little softer, but it's a good way. It's a good way of kind of soft. I think the GPM springs are just a hard spring. The VG Racing springs for the Max is more like a designed, you know, it's engineered for the Max. The VG Race, I mean the GPM springs are just like a hard spring. You know, it's not really designed for the Max in a way. That's my new batteries I'm using for the Max now. Z 7,000 milliamp hour 3S. Well, I guess it's, well, I mean, that's 3S. It's two 3Ss. Let's check this out right quick. Make sure it's all good. Yeah, I need to get. Yeah. I need to get that fixed. So what's going on with that is this right here. It's the screws a little loose. What needs to happen here, I think I might just make me something, you know, from work or whatever, make a thicker plate or get some PVC or whatever and make a thicker thing and have it thick enough where I'm able to countersink these screws in. Because right now, this carbon fiber is kind of thin and that's happening if I go too much. So you almost gotta like not have it as countersunk as it should be, and it's hitting. I mean, if I wasn't such an idiot with the Max, that wouldn't happen. But yeah, this right here happening, that's me because I'm bashing the car too hard. But I'm gonna try to improve this and get some better plastic and you know, make my own piece where I'm able to make this countersunk a little bit more or something. I need to figure out something for that. But that's okay. Go ahead and do one more job. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the video off, run inside and put tape around this. These barrels are like brand new. These barrels are probably like 3 or 4 months old. These barrels are really good. They're surprisingly good. So I bought these batteries for the Max because they're a little bit smaller than the ones I was using, the SMC 8100s or whatever. They are a little smaller than those, but they're bigger than the ones I was using normally, which was the Hoovu 5200 3S barrels I was running in this truck. And those barrels are just shit. The Hoovu barrels are just junk. I hate those. They're junk. And the owner's a piece of shit. Like, you know, I kept having problems with the batteries dying on me, and I didn't do anything about it. You can care less. So, yeah. I also have a new fan for the Max I need to install. This fan is all right. It's not terrible. It's all right. It does the job to a degree. It keeps the motor around like 140, 145, 150, which isn't bad, but it's like, you know, borderline too much. Really, these motors, you don't want to get above, like, say, like 170, 180. That's too high. 150 really is like the bare, that's like red line. You know, that's almost too much. But I got a cool looking fan mount that I'm going to install in here one day if I ever decide to install it. It's like a billet mount. It's like a billet mount. It's got like 2 like arms, and it's made of freaking billet. It's cool looking. It's black and silver, and it allows you to put a 40mm fan on the Max, which is a lot better than this fan. This fan isn't terrible. I mean, I don't hate this fan. Just this right here, it's not terrible, but it's kind of shit. If you jump the car, I think the plastic housing on this is maybe too thin, and if you jump around and move the car on like this, it makes the fan not spin as fast. So, it's kind of weird. But yeah, this is my Max. This is how it looks, and it's that reliable. Like I said, only on here that I have installed that's for like strength wise is the Vodafone bulkhead. I mean, not bulkhead. Definitely might get the bulkhead. The Vodafone bell crank, the Vodafone servo holder. That's a Reach for 500 servo, which is really too big for this truck. I may take my X-Max servo, which is a Power Hobby 760, which is actually a smaller servo, which is me being me. I got the 500 in the damn Max and a lesser servo in the X-Max. This servo can run the X-Max no problem. So maybe one day, whenever I decide to do it, I might swap servos and put this one in the X-Max. It's the Mile Monster X 6S ESC and the 1550 motor, a damn good combo. That's it, guys. Everything else is stock diff, stock everything else. I mean, the springs are changed, but that's it. There's nothing else on this truck. It's just like I said, the servo holder, the bell crank, the motor mount. That's new. That's something I just installed recently, like the last, so 2 batches ago I installed that. Gearing is 1852. Because I got these big tires on here, but it gets around really, really well. These tires were too heavy for this truck at one time. I don't know why, but I put them back on here to try them out, and it's actually really, really good all of a sudden. It's really strange. I don't know why. Well, I don't know what's changed, but all of a sudden, like, they're a lot better. I was running the 8S backflips. I'm sorry, the 6S backflips on here, which was a good tire, but those foams are getting really worn out, and it's kind of slowing it down a little bit. But I bought some foam. I bought some medium density closed cell foam, which appears to be the same stuff that the Proline uses. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-foam some of my tires, like my E-Revo 2.0 tires, the Badland MX38s. Those are shot. Those are like 2 years old. The foams are just flat. There's just nothing left. There's nothing left of those foams. I'll pull them off and refoam those. I'm also going to refoam the backflips. I'm going to refoam possibly these. I don't know. I'm not going to see. I paid like $30 for a sheet of it. It's like 1 inch thick by 24 inches wide by 72 inches long. So it's like a roll of it. It's pretty thick. It's pretty thick. And all the foam that appears to be in these tires are like 1 inch thick apparently. It looks like. I measured it by about 1 inch, or maybe a little bit more for some of them. But I mean, it's 1 inch thick. You can just double it up. I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna experiment with it, and because apparently Proline won't sell you the damn foams. I've tried so many times to get foams from Proline, and they just won't do it. I contact Proline on email, and they say, "Oh yeah, we'll do it, man. We'll sell you a couple sets." I said, "Man, look, I'll buy as many as you want to give me. I'll buy 3 or 4 sets of foams for them." The MX38s, because that's a good tire. Those tires aren't even worn out at all, really, but the foams are shot. And I also want to have it for the X-Max. X-Max tires, the stock ones, they're good tires, but they're really good only when it's new. Once the foams wear out, and those tires, they kind of, I don't know. They I don't know. But anyway, so I'm almost 20. Well, that's 20 minutes here, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and pick this up. And I'm gonna take that battery off right quick because I don't want it to keep happening. These are brand new batteries. That will short out. If I keep running it like that, that will short out. And I definitely don't want to have that. So, anyway, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. Go ahead and pick the truck up right quick. Get this taped. Oh, another thing too. Let's walk over here right quick. Come on, my cars. So since the MX38s needs to be repaired or whatever fixed, I put some more tires in my E-Revo 2.0. It looks freaking sweet too. Look at that. Little small Badlands. Looks freaking sweet like that. All right. Check that out. Freaking sweet looking on. So I did change my gear in the 2.0. So the tires are a whole lot smaller than what I had on here. So I changed the gearing from 1854 to 1850. I'm gonna try that out and see how that does. Got the big dog over there. Even bigger dog right here, my pit bull. Baby girl. See my pit bull. Ain't she scary? And yeah. See you guys later. Peace.